So I'm here at the Temple of Gainz booth with what's your name?
Owner of Temple of Gainz. Yes, owner, founder. Yes, sir. This is the Quadsend leg press hack squat machine. Been working on this for close to 2 years now, and the goal was to make a badass, no compromise, full ROM, giant leg plate, everything you want, everything you'd ever need out of a leg press hack squat machine. So I'll walk you through it. Main thing you'll notice is it's a little bit shallower of an angle. It's 37.5 degrees. Excuse me. Most combos are 45.
Okay.
So what's nice about that is 30 degrees machines are very joint friendly, but require a lot of weight to load up. This is in between. I looked at 45, I looked at 30, decided to go smack in the middle, 37.5. So when you try out either movement, you'll notice that it's just feels nicer than like a traditional 45. Feels a little more joint friendly. Needs a little bit more weight, but have these massive 21.5 inch total loading space. This is the prototype. I should mention, it's not for sale yet. It's gonna go on Kickstarter because this is the first prototype, making further improvements to make a second prototype, and then finally gonna launch that and deliver on the final version of the machine. So it's got really big foot plates. You have 30 by 18. We're gonna add a plate to make it even taller for production. It's in leg press configuration right now, so we could start with that.
Yeah.
With the giant plate, you also have hydraulic assisted piston. So as heavy as it is, it's still super easy to raise it up and down. And in the leg press mode, you have this additional setting to get a little bit more of an angle, kind of like putting a squat wedge for if you don't have for people not the best ankle mobility. I just find it way more comfortable in general.
Would be me.
I mean, even with like good ankle mobility, it's just more comfortable that way.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll start with calves because this platform was specifically designed to allow you to do calf raises right here.
Okay.
And then once you're ready for the leg press, I mean, it could go deeper than I can go, which is really nice. So that's the leg press. Then quickly switches to hack squat. This just goes down with the pin, comes all the way down. This comes up. I mean, you set it where you like. I like the hack squat with the highest angle. Get this up here. Now one more. And then this flips up, but it's got a pin here. So if you want to put this against a wall and don't want that, you just pull it out, take it out. It's got two 45s on it, but it's also reverse banded, which is something really neat to get a little bit of like help out of the hole.
Yeah.
So it kicks in towards the bottom of the movement, and you can also choose which of the 3 band pegs to start it. So you'll see when I perform it, obviously as I go down, it's gonna almost like the bench slingshot, gonna help me back up out of the hole. So what's cool is you could do calves here. There's purposefully a space here. So you could do calves without any attachment or a block. Then you get on here. And right here it's starting, you can see the band tension starting to like help me get out of the hole. But now I'm back to pushing the full weight. So you can adjust that, no bands. There are also 3 band pegs at the bottom to band it directly to the bottom if you want it to get harder on the way up, essentially. Which it is getting harder now, but you know what I mean. You can reverse band or band. So super deep. And that's kind of the goal of the machine, was to get
that's
the crazy amount.
Can't get any more.
Yeah, like I can't go as deep as the machine can.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Lots of storage. On the back of the machine, you've got 8 horns, and you could do 4 out, 4 in. You could get rid of the ones inside and use the inside as like storage. You could get rid of the ones outside if you want to put it up against something. So lots of options there.
So, all right, cool. I gotta give it a shot here. I suspect that I'm gonna need a lower angle though.
What's that?
I think I need to lower it for.
Yeah, go for it. Whatever works for you.
Pathetic ankle mobility.
I'm sure you're gonna crush these reps.
Let's see. All right,
so as soon as so you're gonna push off, and then open those up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Do you mind if I get a video?
No, go for it.
What do you think?
Yeah, you can get as, like you said, deep as you can handle on that. Cool.
You can sort of figure out where to step off. I step out of the side of the machine, but you you kind of figure out where to go.
So, I will say I did feel this right here.
Something that we're working on. This is we want to move this back a bit because I'm with you, and we're actually looking at putting like a little pad here to fill in the gap.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, but the reason that it's there is because you know, I could have had this here and moved it up, and there'd be no gap. Yeah. But I really wanted this, and now you see how this is eating up that space.
Oh yeah.
So you can't really put a pad there. Gotcha. So if we do a pad, it will be removable. Yeah, exactly.
On there. Yeah.
But you want to try out the leg press?
Yeah, sure.
You just flip it down. So you ended it at the highest point. You might have to like drop it down, but you could start with a calf and then kind of pass it to your foot going down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, all right. I think.
Want to go lower?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more comfortable with that all the way down.
Let's see. All the way? Yeah. Okay, so trying out the Quadsend was really cool. It's very obviously heavy duty, high quality commercial grade, basically. This is not something that really is in the realm of anything that I could fit in my gym or justify the cost of personally, so I'm not really the target demographic here. But you know, it's a very well built machine, so if you're looking for basically a commercial quality leg press hack squat combo that is, you know, basically no compromises, this is probably a great way to go. Everything's felt super smooth, and the adjustability was great. You could get, as you saw, you know, as much depth as you wanted. So right here you can see I'm like checking this, what I thought was a safety, but it's not actually a safety there that was engaged, to make sure that, you know, if I failed at the bottom of this unilateral leg press, that it wasn't gonna trap me in the machine or break my leg or something. And the reason I switched over to doing these unilaterally was just so I didn't have to get up and load more plates on, just because I was, you know, feeling tired. It was the end of the day, and also I just wanted to like see what kind of maximal range of motion I could get out of this. Usually you can get significantly deeper going one leg at a time than doing the normal bilateral movement. So this felt really good though.
What do you think?
I like it.
I haven't seen anyone do unilateral yet. That's badass.
I didn't want to load any more plates. So that was Mike from Hybrid Resistance just saying hello. And then I switched legs here and start going on the left leg. But then you'll see in a second here, Yoni comes over and lets me know that actually this probably isn't a safe way to be using this. So not recommended by the manufacturer doing unilateral leg press on this, because the thing that I thought was a safety that I checked at the beginning there is not actually a safety.
Man, you're risking it with that one coming down. I don't know if I could share that video.
I feel like that.
So that's not technically a safety?
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did have them weld it extra, so now we will turn it.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that one in as well too. Yeah. There you go.
All right, I won't break my leg on your machine.
Bro, you're getting a pump on it. What do you think?
I like it.
It's fun, huh? It just feels nice.
Yeah. I wish I had space for something.
It is not a compact machine.
Yeah.
The goal was, I mean, to get all this functionality, you know, you can't have that big of a foot plate.
Yeah.
You can't have the horns. It's just like, it was never going to be a small machine. Maybe down the line we'll try to do like a compact hack or a compact leg press.
It's hard to do it well, you know.
To do like every time you try to
compromise something.
You fix one thing and then it's like, oh, you lost the range of motion on this side.
Yeah.
You add range of motion here. Oh, the foot plate has to be smaller there. So it was just like, it took literally 2 years. We'd spend a month on this assembly, then a month figuring out the placement of the seat, then a month on the foot plate, and it just takes time to get it right.
Yeah, very, very smooth, very nice.
Thank you.
So the Quadsend is still a prototype. So, you know, just wanted to emphasize that before I say what I'm going to say next. But if you look at this screenshot here of when I was doing the bilateral leg press, you can see that I'm actually getting deep enough here that I'm like missing the bottom safety. So unless I'm just not understanding something about the way the machine works, it seems like they need more safety catches going farther down towards the bottom of the machine, because if I'm getting deep enough to miss that at 5'11" with, you know, relatively long legs, then, you know, shorter people that are more flexible, etc., they're gonna definitely be getting below the bottom safety when they go deep on a leg press. So seems like it needs some more safety catches. But aside from that, the only other critique was, if you saw me mention earlier, when I did the hack squat, I could feel the edge of that metal hinge there on my back. But, you know, Yoni said that was something that they were aware of, and they're working on a fix for that, you know, some sort of a pad that can cover that and make it more comfortable there. And I talked to a few other people who didn't even notice that, so I don't know if it's the way I was on the machine or what, but just that's the only other thing that I think needs to be tweaked before the final product here, as far as I could tell. And I just wanted to briefly mention that I did try out the Temple of Gainz Pendulum Squat. I didn't do a full set on it. I just got on and, you know, tried a few reps with whatever weight was loaded on and adjusted the foot plate a little bit. I was able to get, you know, a really comfortable feeling pendulum squat. You know, I'm by no means an expert on pendulum squats. I've only used one other one in the past, and that was an Arsenal pendulum squat at a gym that I went to on vacation. But between this and the Prime one, which I also tried to a similar extent at their booth, you know, I didn't notice really any much of a difference. I mean, if you look closely into the features, I think the counterbalance on the front of the Prime machine is more adjustable. It looks like you can change the angle of that. But overall, they felt very similar to me in the, you know, kind of quick, limited testing that I did. And the Prime one is new. I don't know what the price is, but I'm sure it's going to be probably like 2 or 3 times as much as the Temple of Gainz, if I had to guess. And for me, I didn't feel any sort of a drastic improvement in the Prime that would, you know, make that jump in price worthwhile in my mind. And then I also tried the ATX Pendulum Squat that they had at their booth. And this one is more limited and more of a budget option, and specifically more of a compact option, I would say. It doesn't have the loadable counterweight on the front. Basically, the way that you are supposed to adjust the counterweight is by using bands. And you can see in this, I guess, render, there's bands connected, and you can obviously adjust the how much the bands are stretched and which bands you use and everything to change the counterweight. And then the foot plate is not adjustable on this one, which was a big con that I heard a lot of people talking about. And when I tried it, it still felt good. Like I could get a good setup on it, but it wasn't perfect as far as the foot plate. And when I found a spot that felt pretty much right, my heels were still just kind of wanting to come up just a hair at the bottom, which isn't the end of the world, but ideally you'd be able to dial that angle in, exactly how you want it, and be able to put your feet high or low and still get the right angle. So that's definitely a drawback of the ATX one. But like I said, it is significantly more compact than the other ones. So I think for a lot of people, that's probably a big factor. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the 3 pendulum squats that I tried.
All right, I'm here with Matthew Porter PhysEd.
How you doing?
He makes awesome attachments and devices to get jacked in your home gym. He's well known for his add-ons to the Belt of Steel cable tower, and he's got some new lever belt squat setups that he's going to show us. So what do you got here?
Yeah, so this is the TNT Hell box, and then this part here is an add-on I'm gonna call it the Helljammer, and basically what it can mimic is going to be a Viking press, and then it also can mimic basically a Cybex squat machine. So the way that it would work is you basically get as close as you can to the front. This can go in and out, so you make sure you can reach your kickstand. So you go and get under, stand up, pull your kickstand, and then do your squats. And then if you wanted to do Viking press, instead you would just swap your handles over, just so you can do upper body as well. If you want to do regular belt squats, there's a different handle that is basically a T, so you can hold on, have something to hold on to while you're doing your squats as well.
Nice, and I see it has this rotary adjustment, so you can play with the angle and get it dialed in exactly
you
how you
dial
want
in whatever you want. If you wanted to do even like deadlifts off of it, pitch it all the way down, and now you have a way that can kind of mimic almost like a lever trap bar with the neutral handles. Or if you have the regular handle, you can kind of do like a sumo deadlift off it as well.
Nice, and I would imagine, so depending on, because this lever arm can go anywhere on the upright, this angle can adjust, so you can really dial in the force curve that you want.
Yeah, basically
like
whatever
if you want
you
to be heavier at the bottom in the lengthened position, you can do that.
Yeah, right now this one is a little higher, so it's going to be a little heavier kind of in the mid, and then I have the belt squat over there that's a little lower. It's going to be heavier a little bit towards the bottom one.
Can I try this out and see if I can get a good set in?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'll just warm up real quick and see how it feels. You mind if I move these in one notch?
Oh yeah, change them out.
So these can go in.
It may be a little tight with your head in there, but I think you should be able to still squeeze it in.
Let's see.
Maybe a little narrow.
Oh yeah.
Pull your kickstand.
That feels good. Oh yeah, kickstand right here.
Yep.
Put that up.
And now just squat, you're good to go.
So back up a little bit, so I can kind of stay upright and let my knees track forward a little. And this would be great too with with some heel wedges.
Oh yeah, you can
stay like really upright.
With, different squat wedges, things like that as well.
Got the weighted out plates. Do you know how much the attachment weighs, like everything?
I don't, because I literally got finished like 2 days ago.
Gotcha.
I haven't even had time to weigh it.
Yeah, it's like any machine. You just count the plates and whatever.
Yeah,
They're
I
all
basically
different.
assume that the lever arm is 45, so just the math is simple.
Yeah.
As long as you use it the same way every time, it's like, it doesn't matter what exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like anytime if I'm on vacation and I go to a gym with a leg press, it's like, the sled is 45, whatever.
Yeah, it just makes it makes life simpler.
Yeah, I have no idea how many I'll be able to. I hope it's not like 30 or something.
Yeah, if
all right.
Just make sure you're close enough so you'll be able to reach. So I would get your head a little closer. and then now.
Oh, to reach the.
Yeah, you just
Yep,
want to make
there
sure
we
you
go.
reach the kickstand.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So we got 180 in plates. Attachment we're gonna call 45, so 225 here.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I have to admit that at first glance, I was a little skeptical of this setup. Just looking at it, it has all these crazy pieces of metal coming out at these different angles, and even when I walked up to it and touched it, there's some play in the parts and things kind of wobble and wiggle around and stuff if you're just like messing with it while it's on the kickstand. But once I actually got some weight on it and put it on my shoulders and started doing the exercise, as you can see here, the parts, like the separate parts of the attachments aren't like moving around and shaking and stuff in relation to each other. Like everything is pretty much held tight by the weight of the plates, so it feels nice and solid, and it's just kind of pivoting as one unit up and down on the pivot point, that's fixed to the upright. So it felt a lot better than I was expecting, and for something that breaks down into such a compact, set of pieces compared to a full-size hack squat machine or belt squat machine, it's got a lot of versatility, and it's hard to beat for if you're trying to save space and be able to do some of those additional leg exercises without dedicating a huge part of your gym to a machine.
Wow. That feels really good.
Yeah, it's one like I threw it together, like literally went out to my shed, like had a couple spare parts, literally weld something horrible, like looks awful together, and then threw it on there, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta reach out to Dean to get somebody help me make a little thing a little bit more polished, and now it's like for my squat, I'm like, this is one of my favorite things I do now.
That is really cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right.
So before I go on, I just wanted to show this in a little more detail. What you have here is the Fringe Mammoth Belt Squat with the kickstand. You can't really see the kickstand because the belt is over the top of it. But the thing on top of it is the TNT Hellbox attachment that Matt Porter currently makes and sells. And you can see how that handle can be angled forwards or backwards depending on what type of exercise you want to do with it. And then the Helljammer attachment is going to be able to go inside where the handle is. So the base of it is the same, and then you would put the Helljammer attachment on top of there with the shoulder pads and be able to do the sort of leverage hack squats or whatever you want to call them that I was just doing. And then here in this reel, you can see Matt is demonstrating all the different ways that you can use the Hellbox attachment with the handle. So you can leave it like freely rotating. You can lock it in place. You can do deadlifts with it, and then all these other squatting variations. I did try this briefly, just for a few reps. And what I did was I had just the handle, I think just vertically, like it was set up. I didn't adjust it, but what I did was I sort of put my feet a little forward and I leaned back and let my knees go forward and did like a really deep sort of quad focused belt squat, similar to what you saw Matt doing in one of these clips. I really liked the way that felt. Again, I didn't load it up and do a full set, but just as far as the angles and how everything lined up and the range of motion was great. And yeah, it just felt like a really good movement overall to me. Okay, here I am trying the ATX leverage squat, which you can see it can be used for Viking press, which is pretty cool. And then I get in here and start fumbling with the safeties, trying to figure out how they work. So you pull the safety out to rack the bar, and then you slide it back in when you want to actually be able to squat to get it out of the way. So trying different foot positions here just to see how it feels, what's more comfortable. Here you can see the different foot positions that I tried out. You can see as you start with the feet farther back and then move towards the feet up at the front of the platform, those arrows I was trying to approximate basically like the line of force coming through the machine where it's contacting my shoulders, and like the direction that the force is going and where that line goes at the bottom of each squat. So as the feet go farther forward, that line of force is farther away from the knee joint and closer to the hip joint. So basically what that means is the moment arm is increasing on the knee joint as the feet go forward, meaning there's more stress on the quads, and the moment arm for the glutes at the hip joint is decreasing, so there's less relative stress on the hip extensors as the feet go forward. So basically, feet forward is more quad dominant, feet backward becomes more glute dominant. I would say, just based on what I drew here, the second position is like probably the most balanced out of everything. But as you'll see, I decided to try the feet forward position here for the work set that I did that's coming up here in a second.
Okay, luckily ATX actually has some plates at their booth. So see if I can load this up into a reasonable range for a work set.
Overall, the build quality on this piece felt really good. Very sturdily built. The pads were really comfortable and thick, and didn't have any issues with that. I didn't do a full set with the Viking press handles, but they felt good for the couple reps that I tried it out. One thing that I really like about this machine compared to others that are more common, at least that I've seen, such as the PowerTech and the Body Solid versions, is number one, the platform is much larger and also at a shallower angle. So you have a lot more options for width and everything that you can set your feet. But then also I have that ability, like I showed earlier, to move my feet farther forward or farther back to, bias the squat one way or another as far as more glutes or more quads. Whereas, this small platform on some of these other machines, you really don't have any ability to do that, because you only have like an inch or two that you can move your feet forward or backwards. And it kind of forces you into a more bent over, from what I've seen of videos of people doing it, and it kind of looks like in this picture here, it just turns into more of a glute dominant thing with not as much range of motion, not as much knee flexion, and not as much stress on the quads as what I would, like the option of being able to do that you can accomplish with the ATX machine. Beyond that, the lever is significantly longer on this machine, which means the motion is going to be a little more linear, a little less of an extreme arcing motion, which I think feels a little more natural. And the pivot point also is lower on the ATX. And so what that does is it makes it much more of a lengthened bias resistance profile, where in pretty much all four of those variations I showed, the lever is parallel to the floor or pretty close to it at the bottom, and then as you go up, it it comes up at more of an angle, and the weight is going to drop off somewhat as you come up. So that to me is a lot more preferable than like this picture with the PowerTech squat, where the lever is quite a bit below parallel in the bottom, and so the weight is going to be lighter at the bottom and then get heavier as you go up. I would much prefer the opposite of that, which is what you get with the ATX.
So we got 50 plus 40, 90 kilos, which is like around 200 pounds. All right. Seven. Okay. Two. Three. Ooh. And sketchy.
And that comment you just heard about getting sketchy was not anything to do with the machine. It was just because I sort of like let myself lose tightness in the bottom of the hole on that third rep, and I kind of tweaked my back a little bit. But yeah, nothing wrong with the machine. It was just I messed up there, but it wasn't too bad. It basically was totally back to normal after like a couple days.
We got 8. Okay, I just did a set of 8 on this ATX leverage squat, and I had like around 200 pounds, 90 kilos, so that's 180 plus 18, yeah, 198. Plus the weight of the arm, which is probably fairly heavy. I guess, I don't know, it felt heavier than I thought it would for that weight. Very cool machine. I like the way it felt. And these handles on here, you can actually use it as for a standing like lever overhead press too, which is cool. I'm not gonna try that right now because I'm out of breath. All right, I'm here checking out this ATX Belt Squat. This thing is very compact, which I think is really cool. And it's a lever belt squat, but it has a fairly long lever, and the weight is more towards the attachment point, so it shouldn't be too much of a plate eater compared to some other designs, but let's see. So you just hook in the belt there, and then this lever comes back, and I can get, you know, deep as I want on here.
So here's the thing that I found out.
So this feels good. I mean, I don't know how many plates I would need to load, but it feels with just you know, whatever this is, 90 or so pounds. It feels fairly good for that weight as far as belt squats go. Like I would probably have to go up to 3 or 4 plates on this for work sets.
So yeah, I was pretty impressed with this compact belt squat that ATX had. Between this one and the one behind it, which is like, I guess, the bigger, heavier duty one, I would just prefer this smaller, compact one personally. If you look at that one in the background, you'll notice if you look at the distance between the pivot point and the attachment point, and then look where the weight horns are relative to that, the one in the back, it's like basically halfway, which means that you're going to feel at the heaviest position when the arm is parallel to the ground, you're only going to feel half of the weight that's loaded there. Whereas the closer those weight horns get to the attachment point where you clip in with the belt squat, the heavier it's going to feel. So on this one that I'm using in this screenshot, the weight horns are a lot closer to the attachment point, which means that it's going to be heavier, or rather it's going to feel heavier, I should say. But to me, that's what you want, especially in a home gym. You don't want to have to buy extra plates for no reason just because the machine has worse leverages, and then loading up all those plates. The more plates you have to load, the more of a pain that is, in my opinion. I'd much rather have a machine that just puts me at a mechanical disadvantage to where I only need 1 or 2 plates compared to having to load 5 plates per side every time I use the thing. I also checked out this ATX hack squat leg press combo that you see on the left there, and I just thought I guess I could compare it to the Temple of Gainz that you saw earlier, the Quadsend. So really this is 2 very different categories, I guess, of equipment. The ATX is definitely decidedly home gym, consumer-oriented machine, whereas the Temple of Gainz is, riding that line between home gym and commercial. It's like up there to where it could easily be used in a commercial facility. And it has, the build quality and the adjustability and the features and everything that you would expect at that level. The ATX is making some compromises, but on the other hand, it's a lot more compact, definitely more affordable. But if you look, the foot plate is, a lot smaller. The adjustability and the range of motion is not as good. I'll say for me, I had no issues with range of motion. I was able to get full depth on the hack squats and the leg press with the ATX, but I've heard several shorter people say that they bottomed it out on either one or both of those movements. So, I'm 5'11". If you're like my height or taller, then maybe you'd be fine with it. But if you're shorter, you'd probably might have some issues, or you might want to, be able to test it out first before you decide.
That's the Force USA Compact hack squat, leg press, leg sled, whatever they call it. And with the platform folded down at an angle here and seat adjusted like this, I can get super low, quads way forward. It feels really good. I was bottoming out when I had the seat all the way back, but I feel like this feels really great, and I don't know if I'd probably just use it in this position or something close to this.
Yeah, so this seat can be folded up even more than this to be like more of a true leg press type of hip angle, or it can be laid down completely flat in line with the rails to be like a true hack squat. And here I have it kind of in between, because what everyone will tell you that has tried this is that you just bottom out on the hack squat because you hit that stopper. Basically the issue is the shoulder pads are too high up for almost everyone, unless you're like really tall. So I've seen people fix it by attaching like thicker shoulder pads to take up that extra slack in the range of motion. But I have also heard that they're coming out with a new version that is supposed to fix the range of motion issues on the hack squat. So even though I really did like this in-between position here, you know, if I was going to get this machine, I would wait to see what that new version looks like and see if they fix that and what other improvements they might make to it.
Holds up?
Yeah. I like the way that feels. Yeah, I like how adjustable the foot plate is. Because then I can get like really deep and have my knees way forward.
The iterations that we have that will be in the next like 12 months, that would be like an updated version of it as well. Just taking a lot of the stuff that we've done on our new racks and trying to like incorporate that and like bring it back down into our other range as well. So
Okay.
but yeah, man, this is cool.
So one thing that is nice about this machine is the really large foot plate on it. So you can definitely, I mean, I'm not really utilizing much of it here, but if you want, you can go much wider. You can put your feet up high. You can really move your feet around and dial in the movement to bias the glutes or quads or adductors or however you want it. So that's really cool. However, the drawback there is that it has an enormous foot plate. And one thing that I told the guy after I turned the camera off that I think would be a really huge improvement that I haven't seen on any of these types of machines is if they could make that foot plate so that it swings completely up and all the way back on top of the machine when you're not using it. Because that would just drastically reduce the footprint that it's taking up in the gym when it's not being used. And I think most people, you know, we don't mind having a piece of equipment that takes up a bunch of space and you have to kind of like work around it and stuff while you're using it, but it can't just be there in the way all the time, because that's only one movement that you're going to be doing, or maybe a couple depending on the machine. But if it could store away and kind of get out of the way and be more compact when you're not using it, and then fold down and get into position and then do your sets and then put it back in storage mode, that would just be a lot nicer. And the way it's designed now, it can't do that because the metal where the foot plate goes over the hinge, it basically, like, if you try to fold it too far up, it'll hit the frame of the machine and it can't go up and back over on top of itself that way. So they would have to change the foot plate and make kind of a cutout around the hinge so that it would be able to do that. So just to wrap this up, I don't think that there's a clear winner here, since these machines vary so much in price, size, versatility, build quality, etc. And they're clearly intended for different end users. On one end of the spectrum, there's people who want full-on commercial-grade machines in their home gym, and they have the space and the budget to make that realistic. And then on the other end are the home gym owners who want to get as much versatility as possible out of one piece of equipment that takes up the smallest possible space. I'm personally a lot closer to the versatile and compact end of the spectrum. So while machines like the Quadsend or the Temple of Gainz Pendulum Squat would be great to have, they're not something I'm seriously considering for my space. Out of everything I highlighted in this video, the two that I'm most intrigued by are the Helljammer and the Force USA Compact Leg Press Hack Squat combo. The Helljammer is appealing because it wouldn't require a large dedicated space in my gym because it's an attachment, and also because it's so versatile and adjustable in what can be done with it. You know, from belt squats and leverage squats that you can set up in various ways to bias more towards the glutes or the quads, to lever deadlifts, Viking presses, calf raises, etc. And I do enjoy tinkering and tweaking exercises to dial them in just right to target the muscles that I want. So this type of attachment is a lot of fun for me to experiment with. While the Force USA machine is not nearly as versatile, it does feel really great for the movements it's designed for, with that caveat of, not being able to reach full depth on the hack squat. So again, I would say if you're interested, wait for the next version to come out, or just accept the fact that you'll probably need to modify it in some way, such as adding thicker shoulder pads. And it is quite compact for a dedicated machine of this type, although, as I said, being able to fold the footplate up and store it back against the machine would make it even more attractive for people with small gym spaces. So that's all for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.